In this video, I'll show you how to run the vacancy rates report in PropertyDirector. So after arriving at the report screen, scroll down and go to the market activity reports section. So here you'll see the vacancy rates report. Just click view report. So the vacancy rates report is a really valuable report for property investors to try to understand how tight rental stock is in the market across different postcodes. So what that tells you is basically a high vacancy rate, which is expressed as a percentage. A high vacancy rate tells you that there would be quite a lot of vacancies in terms of rental listings, which means there's probably not a lot of demand for rents in that particular postcode. And a low vacancy rate, which is usually sort of below 2% or so, or less than 1% if it's really tight, which means there's very limited rental stock available, which means the rental yields in that sort of are likely to be pretty healthy. Okay, so for the vacancy rates report, you can pick up to 6 postcodes. So in our example, we'll enter 4. So 2154, which is the Castle Hill area, 2750, which is the Penrith area, 2747, which is the Kingswood area, and 2000, which is Sydney City, which is Metro. So now click submit once you're done. Okay, so you'll see here that you've got a line chart showing the vacancy rates for these 4 postcodes starting from March 2019 through to September 2022. So that's a nice period of time there of a bit over 3 years. So you'll see here that postcode 2000, that in sort of during 2020, which is around sort of in the middle of COVID, that the vacancy rates went up really high to about 13.82%. So the reason for that is because the borders were sort of, I think, closed. Like there was a number of impacts there with students sort of not going to university, and which means it had a big impact on a lot of different rental markets. So you'll see there that that then dropped significantly as the borders opened up, as economy went back to normal. So it's really good to tell you a bit of a story of how the market's going. You'll see here for the other suburbs, the other postcodes, that the in general the rental stock has sort of dried up. If it's sort of gone down, and that indicates that sort of 2022 has been pretty good for landlords in terms of rents, and given that the demand's been high. So you'll see here a table at the bottom which shows you on a quarter-by-quarter basis there's fluctuations in the vacancy rates. So if you look at a particular month, so if you look at, for example, September 2022, you'll see here, for example, for 2154, which is the Castle Hill area, the vacancy rate's 1.53%, which is quite low. And in brackets, it shows you the amount of rental stock that was available at that particular time. So there's 55 properties there. So that's it for the vacancy rates report. So this is a really useful report for investors to figure out what's happening sort of in the current market. Thanks.